Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another podcast, Astro Tech Quest. How we feeling? I know it's been some time since I've made an episode. I've been pretty busy with schoolwork in October, but finally I have the chance to record an episode for our fifth one. So that's pretty cool. We've passed the 5 mark. I should really create a podcast intro, but for now it's fine. So today we're gonna keep it real simple, real short. Just like some news about since it's like an Astro Tech Quest, I guess we would have to talk about space and tech at the same time. So how about we talk about how AI, which is like again one of the most biggest technological revolutions of today's era, is basically able to spot a supernova. So there's an AI. It's called BTS bot. It's also known as Bright Transient Survey Bot, and this AI, and this is like worldwide. This AI is like the first one ever to spot a supernova. And now, why is this like crazy? Like, why is this like why is this on news headlines? Well, that's because researchers, like when researchers or supernova hunters try to inspect and classify supernovas, it takes them 2,200 hours. That is like, I don't know, I'm not doing the math, but that's actually crazy. So, instead of just spending all that time just to, find supernovas through telescopes and all of that, instead of spending all that time, they can just, put it in the hands of AI, and they can spend more time classifying if it's like confirmed or not, or maybe creating hypotheses, of like origins of cosmic explosions and supernovas. So all of that stuff, they can spend more time on instead of spending like days, weeks, months just to like figure out if like one supernova event is like legit or not. So the supernova, I don't know why they named it like this, but since it's like pretty new on the news, they haven't really had time to create a name for it. But it's called SN 2023 TYK. So pretty unique name. So this is like again the first time a fully automated machine learning device has detected a real supernova in a distant galaxy, and yes, it is a confirmed supernova, and basically this is just like some of the technology that they've been working on for like the past few years. Obviously, AI has been known to like do detection, right? Like AI, that's like one of the biggest reasons why people rely on AI, which is for detection, right? And so I'll be talking about all of that later. But one thing is, oh no, now AI has taken over. Now now humans are out of the equation, right? Now they people who love to hunt for supernovas, their job is over, right? Not really, not really. It's not that bad. Like maybe like for supernova hunters who kind of like love enjoying the process. I mean, it's their option. They don't have to really use AI, but it will allow them more time to spend in that field, like analyzing whether it's like confirmed or not, because sometimes AI is not like 100% reliable, right? And since this is like a new AI bot, it's again not 100% reliable. Nothing's 100% reliable because it's again hard to make one. So but so they have to spend some time on that, but they'll also like help them like create like space scientists. They like to create hypotheses about space, and like if something is true or not, create some new discoveries or reject old ones. So that's like their hobbies, right? So like that's why it's not like really a bad thing. So now if you don't know much about space, you might be like, what the hell is a supernova? I'll get to right now. Supernova is basically when a star is at its end of its life. So when a star is at its end of its life, it tends to do like the following. Basically, what happens is when the stars kind of like shrink a little bit, and it burns. Well, not like shrink, but it just kind of like it's closer to the dying stage, right? And basically, it at the core, the stars burn like nuclear fuel, which produces energy. Energy produces heat, and heat produces pressure. And basically, according to Newton's third law, we like learned this in physics in my school. There is a force that from the pressure that's keeping the star intact, and there's also has to be like an opposite force, right? Equal and opposite force. So there's gravity, which is on the outside. So that's basically keeping it from collapsing because gravity is pretty strong, right? So that kind of like keeps the star at equilibrium. But when the star runs out of fuel because it's gonna use all of its fuel left, and that's depending on the size of the star, it cools down, and as soon as it cools down and it stop generating the pressure to keep that force, gravity just wins out and just suddenly collapses the star, and this collapse creates like huge shock waves, and that makes the star explode. And this is one of the brightest explosions in space, according to scientists, can basically light up entire galaxies. So it's pretty interesting. And this is why supernovas are like super hard to recognize, at least a bit easier, I would say, than like exoplanets. But obviously, sometimes supernovas might be confused with like, for example, let's see, flaring stars, right? So like sometimes they can be confused with like other things, and it's a bright galaxy. There could be like so many there are like so many bright stars out there. You might be confused with like a bright star of a supernova and whatnot. So that's why there's AI. So that's basically like the science behind supernovas and how they work. Just in case if you didn't know what it is. And if you want to know what happens after supernova, well, they just turn into like a nebula, which is like a cloud of hot gas. And sometimes if it's like a big supernova, like if it's like in context like 10 times the size of the sun, it could leave behind black holes. So it also depends on the size of the star, right? So and I don't think the sun will really turn into a black hole, but we'll see. Like if it's when it turns into a red giant, right, in the future, we'll see. Just for your information, no, it's not gonna turn to red giant like millions of years, so you're fine. All right. So now, how can AI detect this? I'll give you like a little bit information about like how is AI able to detect this. So as you know, the AI is mainly one of the biggest reasons why people use AI is to detect information, right? So basically, what researchers give AI models is like training data, right? Because you need like, for example, don't think of AI as a robot. Pretend it's like a human, right? Pretend you're trying to tell a human what a dog is, right? They have like never seen a dog before. Now you can show you can show the human that, oh, here's a dog. That is what a dog looks like and whatnot. And it's like, oh, okay. And then maybe you show them like another dog, a different breed, and then they'll probably say that's not a dog, right? Because they only seen it once. They only see one dog, one breed, one color, like that, one size, and they see like maybe see like another type of breed, and it's like maybe it's even bigger, or maybe it's like more angrier than the other dog that the person met. They might think, oh, that is not a dog, even though it is. So it's like the same thing, right? If you want to tell a person who's like grown out, never seen a dog before, how what a dog is, right? You would have to, well, we can like give characteristics where you can tell the characters play, but to the person, but mainly it's more about like showing pictures, right? Now we can't like tell an AI that, oh, this is what a dog looks like, and we give like a bunch of characters, like maybe we give like a bunch of sentences explaining what it is, because like they won't even understand, right? They only know zeros and ones. So that's why we give them pictures. And we don't just give them like 5 pictures. We give them millions of pictures. In this scenario, researchers gave them 1.4 million historical images. And historical images, yeah, because like, the supernovas have happened in the past. And this is like from 16,000 different sources. So real pictures of supernova, like confirmed ones too. And sometimes it's they have to input a lot of data, and obviously the more the data, the more data, the better, right? More accuracy of detecting supernovas. They also put in like more data about like flaring stars and whatnot. The reason why is that obviously they don't have like they just want to add more data. That's all, right? And sometimes it might be maybe like the shape like or the brightness or the shape of a flying star might be a supernova. We just don't know. That's why we're just giving to the AI just in case. So again, something that like is a picture of like a bright explosion that really looks like supernova. They just tend to give it to the AI, and so that's all the training data, and it's able to detect with good accuracy. It's kind of like giving AI homework, right? So it's like, okay, this is what a dog looks like. Here's some practice problems. Here's in this scenario 1.4 million practice problems. That would be a headache for us, but for machine learning, for machines, they can like do it in an instant. So here's like 1.4 million practice problems, and see if you're able to detect that if it's a dog, or sorry, not in this scenario, if it's a supernova or not. So basically after that they started trying to test it out, and they tested out with maybe like during its testing phase they have probably tested out with like some other supernovas or other pictures that they haven't showed the AI, and see how accurate it is to detecting or deciding whether if it's an AI supernova or not. So then they tried it out in a real scenario where they've astronomers have found a supernova, took a picture of it, and gave it to the AI. And the AI was able to, or what they did actually is they put it in a robotic telescope, and then that robotic telescope is able to detect and say, hey, there's a supernova, I think that's happening there, and here's a picture of it. And then after some, digging deep by the researchers, they have found out it was actually a supernova. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, it's gonna to be taking some time to get it like 100% accuracy. And I don't think it will reach 100% accuracy, but a 99.9% is also good. So again, there's so much more the AI can do, and it can, it might detect way more supernovas. And the coolest thing is that AI now space researchers will now be able to spend more time on other useful stuff, instead of spending like months just figuring out if like one supernova is like legit or not. So yeah, that's basically it for today's episode. Hope you learned something new about space and tech. If you want to suggest a topic or something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, or email or whatever. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, follow from whatever platform you're on. And also, if you want to be a guest speaker, you can email me. I have the email attached in the description. So in any platform that you're on, I think I got the email attached in the description, so you can do that. All right, so hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you whenever I make a new episode.